You guys know I have not always been super kind to the Heiken Ashi indicator, but I've said in the past too, most of your top indicators out there right now are nothing more than just derivatives or improvements of indicators from the past. And this is going to be one of those times. Happy Thursday, traders. We are one day late this week with the Indicator Profile Series. Dan had already put out his material yesterday, and I saw that a lot of you indicator enthusiasts have already gone and checked it out. But we will go ahead and do our version today of the Hacolt or the Hacolt indicator. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and get into things now. If you're new, understand this is the #1 indicator channel in all of YouTube. It was always that way. It's always going to be this way. But we do things a certain way because this is an entire put together way of trading. You're going to need to know that first before you move forward. So what you need to do is go to nononsenseforex.com, read that first page, watch that first video, and get yourself started. It is worth it. But for the rest of you who have already taken that plunge, let's go ahead and check out the specs for the Hacolt indicator. The year is going to be 2012 when this thing was fully developed into the version we're using right now. The type is going to be a confirmation indicator. And if I was going to give it a subtype, you could call it a histogram. I'm just going to call it a color change. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. And as far as exits go, all right, if you remember the Heiken Ashi indicator from way long time ago, I said that its most redeeming factor is its use as an exit indicator. If you're going to use it in any way, use it that way. And this is a version of that, but I can't really put my stamp on it as far as something I like as an exit indicator. But regardless of if I put my stamp on it or not, that doesn't mean anything. That's just one guy talking. You need to be running all of these in your system as an exit indicator through the strategy tester to see how it does. Don't just sit there and lean on what I say. You know, God forbid you stumble on something really great. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at it now. Really easy to understand, as is the case with these color change indicators almost every time we see them. Now you're going to see the change from red to green. When you see that, that is your signal to go long, and then vice versa. When you see from green to red, that is your signal to go short. Now you might notice something, and that's going to be this little thing right here. This is actually a signal. It's a long signal going from nothing to green. Now you're not going to see this too often. And if you want to know more about this little phenomenon, you're going to want to go see Dan Stone's video on his YouTube channel. Normally people go there just to see this thing move in real time, to see if it repaints or not, but there's going to be some key information there that I am not going to cover here. And if you plan on using this indicator at all, you're going to want to know, because these situations will pop up from time to time, and you're going to need to know what to do. But apart from that, I think it's pretty easy to figure out. So let's go ahead and see the testing results. Now, before I do, understand that no matter what I show you, it doesn't matter. It's really just entertainment above anything else. You're going to need to test this immediately after you're done watching my material and Dan's material, because how it operates in your trading system is the only thing that matters. Now, if you don't know how to test, we got you covered. We have so many links in the description for you. These are just some of them. We have a link to my automation blog, which has an embedded video showing you how to test this yourself on the MT4 strategy tester. We have the blog, of course. And if you want to see the tweaked, optimized settings that we used for this, that is where you're going to find them. And like I said before, now more than ever, you're going to want to go to Dan's YouTube channel and look up his Hacolt video, because it really does give a good explanation of things and shows you too how this thing, when you test it out and run it in real time, it looks like it repaints, but it actually doesn't. So there's a lot there this time around. You're going to want to go see it. And if you ever want to submit an indicator yourself for us to profile here, we've done it before. And there's a special email address to where you will do that for your submission. And then the #1 place in all of the World Wide Web, it is the indicator library, where you can download the Hacolt indicator and every indicator we have ever profiled here on the Indicator Profile Series. Let's go ahead and show the results. Now, you guys know the environment we're in. There's not a lot of follow through in the markets, and we cannot use indicators to create follow through. The market either gives it to us or it doesn't. So get ready for lower results than you have seen in the past. Now, these are still on the upper band of the indicators we test here. But a 5% ROI for fans of the Indicator Profile series is going to disappoint. But remember what I said last time we did this show. You need to be testing these in certain date ranges from the past to see how they would have done there as well. Or even just expand it out to 3 years, 5 years. Don't look at these ROIs and be like, oh, I'm deflated now. I don't want to test these things. That's dumb. You guys know, anybody who's put any kind of years into this business knows certain years are better than others in terms of what it does to your bottom line. Now, one of the things I will say about this indicator is it's going to give you less trades than normal. After you put the rest of your pieces of your algorithm together, this could be 8 or 9 trades, maybe less. So you might like that as a trader. You might not. I would say not really this, but this is going to be the one thing that determines whether you're going to want to try and use this and test this in your system or not. And as has been the case for the last, maybe 5-6 months, 4-hour traders are just lagging behind. I hope you guys are doing okay out there in 4-hour land. It's been rough sailing for you guys. But stay the course. Moving over to gold. Now, gold's been better across the board too, just below 30% ROI. So this is a little bit low from what we've seen. But again, total trades here is going to be your guide to whether you want to use this or not. But as we've all seen over the past year, the follow-through has been there with gold. And so this is why you're seeing a higher ROI. Moving over to the S&P, this is actually not the lowest we've seen on this channel with the S&P. This is actually somewhere in the middle to high for the environment we're in right now. A higher amount of total trades, good win-loss ratio still. Definitely something indices traders are going to want to go and test. And then for Bitcoin, low for Bitcoin, but still above that 20% threshold. We would really like to get back to the days of 30 and 40%. And I think with Bitcoin trading, we're certainly going to get there, but you guys have seen how this thing has moved now. It's been stuck in a range for a very long time. And to see that and still get a 20 some odd percentage return on one indicator, don't forget how good that is. But this is really cool because this is one of those more interesting indicators that we don't always get to show because a lot of those interesting ones don't test very well, but this one did. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Indicator Profile series. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. This is not all we do. We have the Trading Psychology podcast every other Monday. It's probably the most important thing we do right now. But we also do the Indicator Profile series every other week as well. Normally falls on a Wednesday. Blog every Thursday or Friday when I'm able to do them. Just check the blog because that's really some of the most underground information you're going to find on this channel. It's not on the videos. It's on the blog. And then the 10-Minute Contrarian Investing Podcast every Saturday afternoon. Get yourself plugged into this ecosystem. Subscribe, hit the bell, and go get it.